Let's make some chewy, refined sugar-free Snickerdoodles. Welcome back to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, where we make plant-based cooking easy. I'm Jill, and today here in North Carolina, it is dreary and rainy. So let's bake. And what better to bake than Snickerdoodles, because they're full of cinnamon, and you know how your house is when you're baking something with cinnamon in it, and it just fills your whole house with that beautiful aroma, and it's just warm and cuddly. So let's jump in. All right, so we are going to use 1 cup of brown rice flour, 1 cup of almond flour, and then our special ingredient. If you know me and you've followed my baking, you know I use a lot of dates, but I found date powder or date sugar that's just ground very fine. It's dried and ground very fine, and that works perfect for these Snickerdoodles because you don't want a whole lot of wetness in these cookies. So this is 3/4 of a cup of date sugar. And there's some options there. I got this one from the Date Lady. There's also a version, I can't remember the brand, but it's at Whole Foods. And also from our partner, Essential Organics. They also have a date sugar. And all of our other ingredients are from our partner, Essential Organics, who have over 600 organic products. And if you want to check them out, use the code PLANTBASEDEASY at checkout for 10% off your first order. All right, then we have a teaspoon of cream of tartar, a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon, and that is the signature flavor here, a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. And everybody always complains when I put in nutritional yeast, especially in my baked goods or in my ice creams. And they're like, what is that for? Why would you put that in there? Well, this gives it kind of that buttery flavor. So, you know, we're not using butter in our recipe, which Snickerdoodles usually has. But you kind of need that flavor. It's kind of a little bit salty, a little bit, it's a little bit more of a savory flavor, right? And it gives it that richness. So that's why it's in there. And we have 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. And we're going to stir these up first. These are all of our dry ingredients. And then we'll add our wet ingredients. So you want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees while we're doing this. I can smell that cinnamon wafting up already. It's not even baked yet. Yum. All right. Now for the wet ingredients. I have 2 flax eggs, which essentially is just 2 tablespoons of flax or ground flax and 6 tablespoons of water. And I've already let it sit for about 5 minutes so it gets this nice gel consistency. That's what's going to glue all of this together. And then we have 1/2 cup of an unsweetened applesauce. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're just going to stir this up until it's all really well incorporated. Okay, there we have it all mixed together. So now I'm going to grab a pan and a piece of parchment paper, and then I'll show you how to roll them up and squish them down. While we're waiting for that, I'd like to share some background on our show. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show is crowd-funded, which means these free weekly recipe videos, along with our entire catalog of free printable recipes on our website, plantbasedcookingshow.com, and our Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy cookbook series, are all made possible in part by the generous patronage of our supporting membership community. So if you love our recipes, I invite you to join us on our mission to make plant-based cooking easy, and follow the link in the description to become a supporting member today. There's no denying the plant-based diet is a nutrient powerhouse, but did you know there are a handful of hard-to-get nutrients even well-crafted diets are often lacking? The latest research suggests that complementing your diet with a few specific vitamins, minerals, and omega-3s will help boost your energy and keep you thriving for the long term. That's why my daily health routine includes Complement Essential. Complement Essential contains the 8 critical nutrients lacking from most plant-based diets in dosages optimized specifically for us. As a special discount for our viewers, just use code PLANTBASEDEASY at checkout to save 15% off of your order. Okay, so to roll your cookies, you're going to need that crystally rolling sugar that is typically on a Snickerdoodle. So we're gonna use 3 more tablespoons of our date sugar and a teaspoon of the cinnamon. We're just gonna kind of stir that together a little bit. And this is gonna be slightly different than the cinnamon and sugar from a regular Snickerdoodle because the date sugar isn't like large crystals, but it's still gonna give you that really nice, sweet, cinnamony taste. All right, so now you're gonna roll out your cookies, and this will make between 10 and 12 cookies, just kind of depending on how big you make them. I just put them in my hand, roll it in a ball, and then we're gonna roll it in that sugar, the whole thing. Just make sure it's coated really well, and then put it on your tray. And then you're gonna need something with a flat bottom so that you can squish them flat. And you just squish them down a little bit, just like that. So I'm gonna finish these out and I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so when you're done, if you still have some cinnamon and sugar left here, you can sprinkle some extra on each cookie. And don't throw the rest away, save it. Put it in a little container with a lid and keep it to sprinkle on your oatmeal in the mornings. It's so delicious. All right. So just sprinkle a little extra there. And now we're gonna stick it in the oven for 20 minutes. Okay guys, they are out of the oven and they smell so good. Come on in for a look. They're piping hot right now, so I'm gonna give them just a few minutes to cool off and then I'll meet you at the table for taste. All right, it's my favorite part. Let's see, come in and look at that. Ooh, yum. Oh, yum, yum, yum. So these are a chewy type of Snickerdoodle, so, oh my gosh. I think I have a new favorite. Come on back next week for another great recipe.